there was a provision that in reverse charge, you can make a payment and take its SENVAT credit, right? Earlier, there's a provision that within the 6 months, if you don't pay that, right, you will not be able to take SENVAT credit at all. Now it has been changed. It has been reduced to the 3 months. I mean, in case the payment is not made in 3 months, right? For example, I'll just give an example because otherwise, technical words, it's very difficult. Suppose you are taking a SENVAT credit of a input service provider, which you are liable to pay on reverse charge basis, and you are not paying them in 6 months, right? Your liability will arise right from day one, right? So you'll have to pay interest for all these 6 months. Now interest has increased, that I'm coming to that. Now this provision has changed. They say that if you don't pay within 3 months, we will reverse that SENVAT credit, but your liability will arise only when that 3 months are over. So that interest part is being saved now. This is just one thing which I thought that I'll take. Yeah. Next slide. See, earlier there were certain provisions by which, I don't know how many of us are importers or exporters of goods. Otherwise, I'll not touch upon this. Yeah, see, what used to happen was, especially in exports, when the exports were made, right, the commission agents were hired from abroad, and they provide us service, they charge us commission, and on that, we were liable to pay service tax on reverse charge basis earlier. This provision has gone, and the other provision which was earlier there, suppose the goods are being facilitated, imported. I'll just give you an example. Suppose A is importing certain goods from B from London. He hires an agent C. Now C says that I am providing service to B in London, and that is why he was not charging service tax to you. Right? It was treated as export of service. You are importing the goods, but he is providing service to the B in London, and that's why it was treated as export of service, and tax was not leviable. There are certain changes which have been made. I'm not going technical details of it. You take a mirror image of this. If A is exporting to London certain goods, he hires an agent in London for that. That London agent bills to A regarding his commission, right? As far as services rendered from India to London, it was not liable for tax. Services rendered from London to India, it was liable to tax on reverse charge basis. Now this position has exactly been reversed now by making one change in place of provision of service rule. In short, what used to happen was a person who is providing an export of service, that is, in case of import of goods, he was giving a service to the exporter outside India. What used to happen was he was having a lot of input services here in India, because person is sitting in India providing a service to B in London to send the goods to India. So in that case, he used to file a refund claim with the department. Whereas, similarly, if A is exporting the goods to London, paying a commission to an agent in London, paying a service tax on reverse charge, he also used to file a refund claim saying that now my goods are being exported, so refund is due. And department was literally losing the money, and that is why the provision has come now that if you are exporting the goods, if you are hiring an agent outside India and commission is being charged by that agent into the company in India, right? Earlier, tax which was payable under reverse charge is no more payable now. Whereas, if you are importing the goods, of course, this is not applicable to the importers. The commission agent who is to facilitate the person sitting abroad to send the goods India, right? That commission agent will have to pay the tax now. There is no provision of refund of service tax as far as this is concerned. So this is a major change as far as the exporters are concerned, as far as goods exporters are concerned, right? उनको अभी फॉरेन एजेंट के कमीशन के ऊपर सर्विस टैक्स रिवर्स चार्ज बेसिस पे भरने की जरूरत नहीं है. दैट्स अ मेन चेंज विच हैज कम. नेक्स्ट वन, This is a very important, and because some of us might be liable for service tax, the interest rates, they have increased a lot drastically, right? Interest rates now, if the delay in payment of service tax is up to 6 months, it is 18%, still it is 18% right now also. From 1st October, if the delay is more than 6 months and up to 1 year, right, it will be 24% for that 6 months. And if the delay exceeds 1 year, it will be 30% for the period which exceeds 1 year. So that interest is a very, one can say a sort of a penal interest it has become. Of course, many representations have gone, because if the matters are pending in court, right, there will be definitely a delay in payment, and then the interest rate will be charged like this. One can only go on paying interest only rather than paying taxes. So I think hopefully there will be some changes in this. Next. Yeah. This I think is the most relevant provision to this industry which has come, most relevant amendment which has come. Sale of space for advertisement. Earlier, the sale of space for advertisement was taxable. From 1st July, they removed it, saying that it is coming under state list. And now, it has again come from 1st October. It will be coming from the notified date, which will be announced after the President gives assent to the finance bill. Thereby, now only the advertisements in print media, that is newspaper or book, will be not liable to tax. Any other sale of space, I am coming again to your industry, right? Whenever the commercial directory is being printed, now I don't know who is a printer, and many times printer and publisher are same, right? So printer and publisher are same. The commercial directory, whenever the advertisements are received, it's a sale of space and it's liable to tax. Similarly, if you are carrying out an activity of sort of an advertisement or carrying out a campaign, right? And if you have a space which you are giving it for sale to some agency, to some customers of yours, you are carrying out a printing job also, right? And giving this on rental also, place on rental also, tax will be applicable on this portion of rental part of your income which you are giving to the customer. So this is a very important change, and which is, I can say, somewhat directly related to the industry as far as this amendment is concerned. Next slide. I think in central excise there is only one change which is relevant, that is printing paper and printing of writing or printing paper for printing of educational textbooks. Earlier there was a concessional rate of 2% without SENVAT credit. That has been removed now. So directly the 6% tax with SENVAT credit will be applicable. Next one. I think central excise, I'll just move. It's there. You can, if you want, you can take it. There are certain provisions which have come regarding pre-deposit of money if you are filing an appeal. Earlier, waiver was allowed. Now that there will be no waiver, some sort of money you will have to deposit when you are filing an appeal. A different category of appeal or different level of appeal, different fees have been prescribed. Next. Next one. Yeah. Just go behind. Yeah. If at all there is a tax liability, right? Earlier, we used to take a SENVAT credit of it after the payment of that tax liability. Now the provision has come saying that SENVAT credit can be taken within 6 months of the date of invoice or challan, as the case may be. See, as far as SENVAT credit is concerned, there were two ways in which it could have been taken earlier, before this budget, of course. One is when you make the payment, you take a SENVAT credit. Second was, you take a SENVAT credit as soon as you receive a bill, right? And if you don't make a payment in 6 months, you will have to reverse and make the payment of that credit which you have taken. Now, what has happened is, they have mentioned that SENVAT credit has to be taken within the 6 months of the date of invoice or challan, as the case may be. Naturally, the first option is not at all there. Now, there is no question of waiting till payment. It is always advisable to take a SENVAT credit as soon as you receive a bill, right? And once you have taken it, I think reversal is just an additional thing which has happened. So you'll deem to have been fulfilled these provisions of this amendment. If you wait till payment, and if the payment doesn't happen in 6 months, perhaps you will lose the SENVAT credit. And that is why it is always advisable now to adopt the earlier method by taking the SENVAT credit as soon as the bills are received. I was given a subject of indirect taxes, so I've called my partner also here, Mr. Suhas Nifadkar, who deals in VAT, MVAT. If at all queries are there, we'll deal with that. But two things which are there as far as VAT also is concerned. One is, of course, the MVAT audit slab has been increased from 60 lakhs to 1 crore of rupees. And second, I think the important provision which has come in the state budget is that they are going to have a checkposts now, right? So that they will verify your bills, if at all interstate it is going, whether the proper VAT has been prescribed in the bill and whether it has been properly prepared or not. So these two are the, one can say, relevant changes as far as industry is concerned. I think whatever was relevant, I tried to cover. Thank you very much for patient hearing. I'll be here for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Mangesh.